Hi and welcome to this bright Saturday morning. And today we will be finishing the chapter that we started, The Heritage of India. In the previous two videos, I have told you about the Hindu civilization or the Indian culture and why some Indians, the modern Indian generation, some of them are not very proud of the things that existed during the ancient period, and there are some things that are not perfect as the people would want it to be, but at the same time the process of change is on, and the wrong customs like casteism or regionalism or communalism, they are going to, we pray and hope that they are going to die soon or they are going to end soon. And at the same time, there are many other cultures also, some traditions also that hinder the progress of our country. So the process is undergoing a synthesis, change, and we hope to assimilate, or we hope to bring in some changes, keep some changes, and abolish some changes which stop the growth and development of our country. So coming to the last part of the chapter, we'll start with it. Hindu civilization will, we believe, retain its continuity. The Bhagavad Gita will not cease to inspire men of action, and the Upanishads men of thought. The charm and graciousness of the Indian way of life will continue. However, much affected it may be by the labor-saving devices of the West. People will still love the tales of the heroes of the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, and the loves of Dushyant and Shakuntala, and Puru and Urvasi. The quiet and gentle happiness which has at all times pervaded Indian life, where oppression, disease, and poverty have not overclouded. It will surely not vanish before the more hectic ways of the West. Right? So over here again the writer is stressing on the point that there are great epics. In the previous chapter also I had explained the same thing. We have the Mahabharata, we have the Ramayana, we have the Bhagavad Gita, which is full of knowledge and wisdom, and there are hundreds of things that we can learn from it. But unfortunately, we use it in a different manner. We use it as something to, stop the growth or spread unnecessarily violence among the people, or wrong thoughts among the people, or put illogical things in the minds of the people. But if you go deep into the epics, the legends, the literature of India, then you will understand what it truly means, and then we will produce men of thought and men of action. अगर हम ये भगवद गीता को गहराई से पढ़ें या उपनिषद्स को गहराई से पढ़ें और जानें और समझें, तब हम ऐसे लोगों को बर्थ देंगे जो कि दुनिया में बदलाव लाएंगे, जो कि हिंदुस्तान को तरक्की की ओर ले जाएंगे, ना कि ऐसे लोग जो उसको गलत तरीके से यूज़ करके लोगों में गलत फहमी फैलाएंगे. Right? And he gives us the example of Mahabharata, the Ramayana, the love story of Dushyant and Shakuntala. These are all stories which the Indian culture is made of, तो हमको रोमियो जूलियट पढ़ने की ज़रूरत नहीं है जब हमारे पास खुद अपने दुष्यंत शकुंतला हैं. It's not wrong to read about them, but it is what our culture is about. Unfortunately, we as Indians know very less about our own culture because we are busy learning about the West. So it has to be a combination of both. Like we have to learn from the West, apply the good things from the West, and learn our own culture, our own tradition, our own literature, and see the richness of it. लोग फॉरेन से आके हिंदुस्तान में रहते हैं, पढ़ते हैं, उसके कल्चर के बारे में जानते हैं, और हम उल्टा फॉरेन जाते हैं. So it can be seen as two ways. One way, it's a give and take process. You learn my culture, I learn yours. But at the same time, do we have knowledge about our own culture? That is the question that we should be asking ourselves. If we have, then it's perfectly okay. But half knowledge, half cooked wisdom, and no knowledge at all of the culture and the religion is useless. Okay? Much that was useless in ancient Indian culture has already perished. The extravagant and barbarous hecatombs of the Vedic age have long since been forgotten, though animal sacrifice continues in some sects. Widows have long ceased to be burnt on their husbands' pyres. Girls may not, by law, be married in childhood. In buses and trains all over India, Brahmins rub shoulders with the lowest castes without consciousness of grave pollution. And the temples are open to all by law. Caste is vanishing. The process began long ago, but its pace is slow and is gaining speed now. That the more objectionable features of caste may have disappeared within a generation or so. The old family system is adapting itself to present day conditions. In fact, the whole face of India is altering, but the cultural tradition continues and it will never be lost. Right? Again, the writer says, he has a very positive thought frame, and he says कि जो हमारे कल्चर में जो ऐसी चीज़ें थी जो उसको आगे प्रोग्रेस करने से रोकती थी वो ऑलरेडी ख़त्म हो चुकी हैं. जैसे कि सती प्रथा है या इल ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ द विडोज़ है, child marriage hai, killing of the girl child hai. There were hundreds of things which were irrelevant and useless, and it was हमारे सभ्यता पे एक धब्बा था. लेकिन फॉर्चुनेटली वो चीज़ें अब अबॉलिश हो चुकी हैं, उनके खिलाफ लॉज बन गए हैं. अब विडोज़ की शादी हो सकती है दोबारा, चाइल्ड मैरिज अब ख़त्म हो गई है, सती प्रथा ख़त्म हो चुकी है, कास्ट सिस्टम एक हद तक ख़त्म हो चुका है. लेकिन कहीं जहाँ पे अनएजुकेटेड और बहुत ऑर्थोडॉक्स लोग अभी भी गांव देश में रहते हैं तो उनको वहाँ अभी भी एग्जिस्ट करता है किसी किसी कम्युनिटीज़ में, अनफॉर्चुनेटली. बट when you are in school, you are sitting with your friends, when you are traveling, when you are going in buses, trains, rickshaws, autos, that time you don't realize कि मेरे पास कौन बैठा है, हिंदू है कि मुस्लिम है कि कौन है. उस समय हम लोग नहीं फील करते हैं because it's not in our mind. It is not in our mind. But there are times when some political parties, they misuse this whole concept and they try to instigate the people. यहाँ पे भी जो educated wise आदमी होगा वो समझेगा कि ये गलत चीज़ हो रही है, और जो uneducated आदमी होगा जो भेड़ चाल में चलते हैं, those people will join the group. So they are antisocial elements who don't want peace in the country, who misinterpret religion, who teach wrong things about the religion. So it is up to us. Where are we? What we have to follow? It is for every individual to understand, to realize what is right and what is wrong. And then he also says that जो ओल्ड फैमिली सिस्टम है, जॉइंट फैमिलीज का या बड़ों का आदर करना है, या पहले पुराने ज़माने में जो आदमी होता था, ही वॉज द मेन पर्सन ऑफ द फैमिली, और उसको बहुत रिस्पेक्ट मिलता था. जब तक वो नहीं खा लेता था तब तक घर की औरतें खा नहीं सकती थी. देयर वर मैनी थिंग्स दैट एग्जिस्टेड व्हिच showed women as a subordinate to man. अब ऐसी चीज़ें कम होती हैं, अब बराबरी का ज़माना है. And fortunately things are changing, whether we call it Indian culture or whether we call it Hindu civilization, but things are changing and they are changing for the better. जो जो it says no कि जो useless traditions थे, they don't exist now. Thankfully they don't exist now. And women are at par with men. Girls are respected as much as boys. That's another question, that they are not as secure as they would want to be. But at the same time, the country is progressing, it is developing, and the reason is that it has respected women. It has changed its way of thinking towards many things. Because and one of the most important reasons of development and progress of India is that it has also accepted that change is the law of nature, and until unless you accept that change, you respect that change, that progress, that development is not going to take place. So that is what the writer is trying to say. He is not against Western culture. He is saying you can adopt the good things about Western culture, but don't be like the blind sheep that just follow. आँखों पे पट्टी बांध के हर चीज़ फॉलो मत करिए. अपना विजडम, अपना इंटेलेक्ट, अपना ज्ञान, अपनी अकल लड़ाइए कि क्या चीज़ है जो मुझे आगे बढ़ने देगी लाइफ में. जो चीज़ें गलत हैं, जो चीज़ें यूजलेस हैं, जो चीज़ें बेकार की हैं, उनको फॉलो करने से कोई मतलब नहीं है. It's so stupid that if others are doing, even I have to do. That's not the right way of thinking. You have to first have knowledge about your own culture, have knowledge about your own literature, about your own religion, and then point out towards the others, right? And no religion in India teaches us to be selfish, to be uncouth, to be uncivilized, or to point towards the दूसरे में कमियां निकालना और अपने आप को बड़ा बताना. ये कोई religion नहीं सिखाता. And India, of course, is a place of diversity and unity in diversity. So let us all pledge that whichever religion we belong to, whichever community we belong to, we should love and respect everybody in this country, because everybody is a human being and they demand compassion, they demand kindness, they demand little bit of understanding from your side. अगर आप पहला स्टेप लेंगे तो दुनिया भी आपके साथ साथ चलेगी. Don't wait for the others to take the first step, right? So I hope that you will read the chapter and try to understand it. If you have any problems, please feel free to ask me, okay? and next week I'll be sending you the notes. Till then, have a great weekend. Enjoy your IPL matches or Big Boss, whatever you see, and take care of yourself. Bye bye.